Note taking study guide, page 108. This is the overview of Chapter 6, so building a national identity. The Monroe Doctrine stated that the United States would not allow European powers to interfere in the Western Hemisphere. Relations with the United States they improved over time, basically after the War of 1812. Our federal government versus state rights. Okay, another kind of identity. This was maybe not a positive identity. This kind of created a separation of our national unity. But you had some key court decisions that strengthened the power of the federal government. Those were McCulloch versus Maryland, Dartmouth College versus Woodward, and Gibbons versus Ogden. And South Carolina led the states in the South, basically stated that they had a right to nullify laws which they objected to. The Indian Removal Act. Why there was conflict is white settlers wanted the land to grow crops, mostly cotton. Americans thought that it stood in the way of westward expansion, and basically Native Americans were forced to move west. And the most famous of those forced moves was the Trail of Tears, where about 4,000 Cherokees died on that trail. Democratic reforms in the age of Jackson. States dropped property requirements for voting. Presidential elections were chosen by voters, not state legislators. And candidates were chosen by nominee conventions rather than caucuses. This was all an expansion of democracy. More people could participate. More people could vote. And finally, the national economy. This was a conflict over the Second Bank of the United States. And the bank made loans to businesses. It was a safe place for federal government to keep money. And it made that the supply of money was pretty stable, so the currency was stable. And however, many people objected to this. Many Americans opposed it because they believed it favored the rich over everyday people, and Andrew Jackson vetoed the bill to renew its charter.